To Lakshya Academy YouTube channel. Okay, this is the last part 18 of digestion and absorption. Okay, in this part we are going to learn disorders of digestive system, and PEM, protein energy malnutrition. These are the topics that we are going to learn in this part 18, which is the last part of digestion and absorption. Okay, disorders of digestive system. The inflammation of intestinal tract is the most common due to bacterial inflammation. What is meant by inflammation? Okay, you can observe here. Okay, when you have inflammation in some body part, there will be pain, there will be heat generation, there will be redness, and there will be swelling. Okay, these are the signs of inflammation. Earlier we learned some of the inflammations. Inflammations of tonsils is called tonsillitis. Inflammation of gums is called gingivitis. Inflammation of stomach is called gastritis. Inflammation of appendix is called appendicitis. Okay, we learn different inflammations. Okay, inflammation, how can you identify an inflammation in our body? Okay, at the site of inflammation, there is pain, there is heat production, there is redness, and there is a swelling. Okay, when you don't have this inflammation, okay, then there will be loss of function. When you don't have inflammation, you don't find dissolve, okay, signs in our that particular part. Okay, that is the meaning of the word inflammation. Okay, inflammation of the intestinal tract is the most common ailment due to bacterial. One second. Okay, inflammation of intestinal tract is the most common ailment. Okay, what is the meaning of the word ailment? A physical disorder or illness, especially a minor or chronic, which is minor or chronic nature. It is called ailment. That is the meaning of the ailment. A physical disorder or illness, especially minor or chronic in nature. Okay, that is called as ailment. Okay, those ailments are caused due to bacteria and viral infections, where the bacteria and virus causing inflammation, infections in which part? In the intestinal tract. Okay, next one, the infections are also caused by parasites. Okay, parasites, you know the meaning of the word parasites. You learned in first year parasitism. What are the different types of parasites? Ectoparasite, endoparasite, okay, cytozoic parasite, histozoic parasite. Okay, you learn different hyperparasite. You learn different types of parasite. Okay, the infections are also caused by not only by bacteria and viruses. Infections are also caused by parasites. Where? In the intestine. Okay, here in the first point we learned, okay, our intestine, okay, infections occur in our intestine due to bacteria and virus. Okay, here we are learning these infections are also caused not only by bacteria and virus, they are also caused by some parasites. Where are these infections occur? Where do they occur? They occur in intestine. Okay, who is causing these infection? Tapeworm, roundworm. You all are familiar with these terms. You learned in first year. Threadworm, hookworm, pinworm. Okay, these are the different parasites which cause infections in our intestine. Let us see here. Worm. There are different worms I am mentioning here. One is, what is this one? Tapeworm. What is this? Tapeworm. And what is this one? Tapeworm causes a disease called. Tapeworm belongs to the phylum. Tapeworm belongs to the phylum Platyhelminthes. Okay, now here it is not the phylum. Okay, here you have to write the scientific name. Okay, write the scientific name of these animals. That is your exercise here. Okay, tapeworm, it causes a disease called teniasis. It belongs to the phylum Platyhelminthes. Roundworm, it belongs to the phylum Ascalminthis or Nematoda, which causes a disease called ascariasis. You learned in first year, you learned one of the essay, right, the life cycle of Ascaris lumbricoides. Hookworm, okay, it also belongs to the same phylum, that is called Ascalminthis. It causes, okay, it causes a disease called ankylostomiasis. And pinworm are also called a threadworm. It also belongs to the same phylum Ascalminthis. It causes a disease called enterobiasis. Enterobiasis. Okay, these are the different diseases caused by these worms belong to Platyhelminthes and Ascalminthis. You have to write the scientific names of those worms. Okay, this is a tape. Infections are also caused by parasites of the intestine, such as what are the tapeworm, roundworm, threadworm, hookworm, pinworm. Okay, disorders. Okay, we are going to learn some other disorders for different parts of the alimentary canal. Okay, here, first one, jaundice, very important one. It is also called hepatitis. Itis means inflammation. Inflammation of the liver is called hepatitis, also called jaundice. Here, liver is affected. It was asked in previous NEET exam. Okay, it was asked in previous. Okay, in jaundice, which of the following system is affected in jaundice? Answer is digestive system. Which of the following organ is affected in the jaundice? Liver is affected in the jaundice. And also here, you can, our skin turns yellow and eyes also turn yellow due to the deposition of bile pigments. Eye, especially white part of the eye, that is called sclera of the eye. Sclera. Sclera, sclera of the eye turns yellow. And next disorder is vomiting. Vomiting is the ejection of stomach contents through the mouth, which are present in our stomach. They come out through the mouth because of reverse peristalsis. Very important one. Reverse peristalsis occurs here. Okay, you learnt already peristalsis. It occurs from esophagus up to the rectum, but here it is in a reverse direction from the stomach towards the upper part of the esophagus. Therefore, the contents which are present in the stomach, they come out through the mouth. Okay, that is next. It is a vomiting is a reflex action. Vomiting is a reflex action. It is controlled by vomiting center. Where is this vomiting center? It is present in medulla oblongata. Medulla oblongata is a part of the brain. It is a part of the hindbrain. It is one of the part in the hindbrain. It also has some other centers. You will be learning more about those centers in the coming topics. A feeling of nausea precedes the vomiting. Before you get the vomiting, okay, you get a feeling. Okay, vomiting sensation. That vomiting sensation is called as nausea. Okay, next disorder is diarrhea. Okay, the abnormal frequency of bowel movements and increased liquidity of fecal discharge is known as diarrhea. Abnormal, you have 2 marks question over this one. Abnormal frequency of bowel movement. Okay, generally our bowels means intestines show movements. Okay, here in that movements, okay, it is abnormal frequency. That means they are moving more than normal. They are showing more movements than the normal. Abnormal frequency of bowel movements, and what is another one? Increased liquidity of fecal discharge. Okay, in the feces, lot of what is lot. Okay, during diarrhea, the patient loses a lot of water. He experiences dehydration occurs in his body, loss of water from the body. Okay, it reduces absorption of food. Okay, even though he consumes food, that food is not absorbed properly in the alimentary canal. Okay, next one is constipation. In constipation, in Telugu we call malabaddakam. Okay, constipation, the feces are retained within the rectum, or as per new textbook, The feces is retained in new NC as per new NCRT book. Okay, the feces is retained within the rectum, and as the bowel movements occur here irregularly, in the previous one here abnormal frequency of bowel movements, here bowel movements occur irregularly. Next one is indigestion. In this condition, the food is not properly digested, leading to feeling of fullness. Okay, for example, if you take lunch, okay, even at the time you take dinner at around 8 o'clock in the evening, night. Okay, have the feeling of fullness. Okay, you have taken food in the afternoon session. Okay, during lunch time, but still during the dinner time, you have the feeling of fullness. Okay, what is the reason for this indigestion? Okay, one of the reason is inadequate enzyme secretion. When enzymes are not secreted properly by your alimentary canal, okay, that is one of the reason for indigestion. The another one is anxiety. Having anxiety, especially in the business people, in those who invest money in the stock market, they are in an anxiety condition. Okay, when you are in anxiety, okay, that may also lead to indigestion and food poisoning and overeating and taking a lot of spicy food. Okay, that is or these are the causes for indigestion. TEM, okay, it is given only in NCRT. It is not given in state textbook. Okay, PEM, protein energy malnutrition. Okay, dietary deficiency of proteins. Okay, what is meant by diet? Diet means the food that you do. Okay, what do you mean by balanced diet? The diet which consists of all the required nutrients and required amounts. For example, every day we are taking diet, not the balanced diet. Okay, when we call the diet as a balanced diet, when your diet consists of carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, and minerals in required amounts, that diet is called as a balanced diet. Okay, that means the food that we take is a diet. Dietary deficiency of proteins and total calories. Calories means here carbohydrates and fats. Okay, those are called calories. Okay, dietary deficiency of proteins and calories are widespread in many underdeveloped countries of South Asia, Southeast Asia, South American continent, West and Central Africa. In those parts, this problem is very common. This malnutrition is very common. You can observe here. Okay, this is the North America. Okay, the more than 30% very high malnutrition you can observe here. More than 30% here in South Asia. India is one of the country. Okay, this part. Okay, this is also observe this pink color here. Okay, this part. Okay, this is a here there is a Asia. Africa, Western Central Africa, and Eastern and Southern Africa, and South Asia. And in these parts, you can observe here 33.7, 34.1, 35% here malnutrition in this part of the world, especially. Okay, malnutrition is also there in South American continent, in the African continent, it is more in African continent and Asian continent. In Asian continent, especially in the South Asia, it is very more. Very you can observe in Pakistan, in India, in other parts here. Okay, this malnutrition problem is very common in these countries. Protein energy malnutrition may affect large sections of population during drought. When there is a severe drought, then there is a low rainfall, and that would lead to a condition called famine, where there is a scarcity for the food. Okay, because of drought due to low rainfall. Okay, that may lead to condition called famine, where there is a scarcity of food, and sometimes there is a political turmoils, political problems within the country. Okay, when some war is going on between the two countries or within the country, when there are some political problem, okay, that may also lead to this protein energy malnutrition. This political term especially, This happened in the Bangladesh during the liberation war. Okay, Bangladesh separated from the eastern part of the Pakistan. Okay, Bangladesh was also earlier it was part of Pakistan. It was separated from the Pakistan. The eastern part of the Pakistan is separated, and now we call that country a Bangladesh. Okay, the one liberation war took place around 1970. Okay, at that time also, this malnutrition problem was very severe in Bangladesh, and in Ethiopia also. It is one of the country in African continent. Okay, during the severe drought in mid 80s, okay, several people died because of malnutrition. Okay, protein energy malnutrition affects infants and children to produce marasmus and kwashiorkor. Very very important. Okay, one bit was asked in the NEET exam also recently. Okay, this PEM, protein energy malnutrition, this is the recently added topic only in NCRT. Okay, we have two topics here. One is marasmus, another one is kwashiorkor. Okay, marasmus. Okay, marasmus is produced by simultaneous deficiency of proteins and calories. You can here as MPC. MPC, M marasmus, P protein, C calories. Okay, because of deficiency of proteins and calories, that would lead to M. What is that? Marasmus. Okay, marasmus is produced by a simultaneous deficiency of proteins and calories. It is found in infants less than a year in age. Very, very important. It is found in less than a year in age. If mother's milk is replaced too early by other food which are poor in both proteins and calories, okay, that would lead to this problem. Okay, if a child is weaned out at early age, that means if mother stops feeding the baby and the child is given the food which are poor in both proteins and calories, that means carbohydrates and fats are called calorie. Okay, when a child is given a diet or food which is poor in proteins and calories, that would result in marasmus, especially the children who are less than a year in age, less than 1 year of age. This often happens if the mother has second pregnancy immediately or childbirth when older infant is still too young. Sometimes, okay, if a woman gives birth to first child and if she conceives immediately, okay, if she gets pregnancy immediately, okay, milk production stops in her breast, mammary glands stop producing milk. Okay, therefore, she cannot feed the baby. Okay, this happens if the mother has second pregnancy or the childbirth when older infant is too young. In marasmus, protein deficiency impairs growth. Okay, as a deficiency of because of deficiency of protein, it impairs the growth and repair and replacement of tissue. Proteins are not replaced, and growth also impaired. And extreme emaciation, the child becomes very lean and weak body, and thinning of limbs rails, and the skin becomes dry and thin and wrinkled. Okay, you observe wrinkles in old people. Okay, here in the young child also, who is in less than 1 year of age, in that child also you can observe the wrinkles, folds of skin. Growth rate and the body weight decline considerably here. Okay, even growth and development of the brain and mental faculties are also impaired. That's about marasmus. Okay, you can observe here kwashiorkor and marasmus. Here there is a hair loss. In case of marasmus, there is a hair loss. Old person's face, here wrinkles, as I told you here. Okay, wrinkles observed here. That's why, okay, that kid, he appears very old. At young age, he is appearing, okay, like a old person. Wrinkled skin, and next severe muscle wasting. Okay, muscles are degenerated here. Severe muscle wasting can be observed in these are the marasmus. Next one, kwashiorkor, scaly skin and distended abdomen. Abdomen is very big one, distended. Earlier we learned stomach is a distensible organ, distended abdomen, and swollen ankles also. Water is accumulated in the different part, that is called edema, accumulation of water. Okay, observe here Kwashiorkor and Marasmus comparison. Growth failure present. Growth failure is present in both Kwashiorkor and Marasmus. Wasting is present in both, but here more wasting of muscles, muscle wasting, muscles are degenerated. Edema present sometimes. That okay. Here you can observe edema is present, and here edema is absent. No edema in this feeder, there is no edema, accumulation of water. Hair changes take place, common in Kwashiorkor, less common in Marasmus. Mental changes are very common here, uncommon here. And dermatitis means the inflammation of skin, common here, does not occur. Appetite, poor appetite here. Appetite means a physical carving, a physical desire to eat the food, that is called as appetite. And next, anemia, okay, severe here, present or less severe. Okay, next one, subcutaneous fat means the fat below the skin, okay, reduced but present here, absent. Face, okay, maybe, okay, edema may be present here, okay, drawn in, and monkey like face here. Next one, fatty infiltration of liver present here. That means the liver also becomes a fatty liver here. Okay, next one is Kwashiorkor. These points are given in NCERT textbook. This is not given in your book textbook. And come to this one. These points are given in your NCERT book. Kwashiorkor is produced by protein deficiency. You can remember here as KP. KP. Okay, K means Kwashiorkor because of protein deficiency. Okay, which disorder that is Kwashiorkor produced by. Okay, this is the sentence, exact sentence given in NEET exam. Okay, this entire sentence was given in NEET exam. Kwashiorkor is produced by protein deficiency only, not accompanied by calorie deficiency. Here only protein deficiency, not accompanied by there is no calorie deficiency here. It results from the replacement of mother's milk by a high calorie, low protein diet in a child who is more than 1 year in age. In previous case in Marasmus, okay, less than 1 year. Okay, here more than 1 year in age. Like Marasmus, Kwashiorkor shows wasting, as I told you here in this table. There is a wasting present, but here well marked wasting is more. Okay, wasting of muscles, degeneration and thinning of limbs. So in Kwashiorkor, there is thinning of limbs takes place. And next one, failure of growth and brain development. Okay, but unlike Marasmus, here like Marasmus, Kwashiorkor shows wasting of muscle, thinning of limb, and failure of growth and brain development. These are common in both Kwashiorkor and Marasmus. But difference between Kwashiorkor and Marasmus here. Okay, in Marasmus, okay, but unlike Marasmus, okay, some fat is still left under the skin here. Some fat is left here. Here, though, no fat is not present here. Here you can observe here, fat is absent here. But here, reduced but present subcutaneous fat. Okay, that is one difference. Okay, Marasmus, but unlike Marasmus, in Kwashiorkor case, fat is still left under the skin. Moreover, extensive edema, as I told you here, there is more edema, extensive edema, and swelling of body parts. You can see swelling of body parts here, swelling here, and here also swelling here. Swelling of body parts is very common in Kwashiorkor. Okay, you can also study this one, characteristics of Kwashiorkor and characteristics of Marasmus, and you can also note down these points. These are also important. These are not given in NCERT book. Okay, that's the end of this digestion absorption. and then I will be starting the next lesson. Okay, breathing and exchange of gases. It would not take much time like this lesson. It is comparatively bigger lesson compared to the breathing and exchange of lesson. Okay, as I told you in the beginning, okay, from the in the NEET perspective, in NEET exam, we can observe, we can expect two bits from this lesson, minimum one, maximum two, or sometimes maybe three bits also. And in IP point of view, okay, 6 marks, one 4 marks, and one 2 marks. Okay, after the, okay, this video, after posting this video, I will be okay posting IP questions also. Okay, you have to prepare them. Okay, simultaneously prepare objective also.